All right, everybody. Well, here you go. A second. All right, there we go. Welcome back to First Attack. We're talking about opening up your opponents. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do this by playing Rising Thunder. I kind of want to show how I approached it. I've already done all this. I want to show how I approached the game and how I decided to come up with the mix-ups and such. I did take it online. The mix-ups I did actually worked out pretty decently. There's one really dirty mix-up. Basically, remember how I said you're supposed to save mix-ups? This one is my saved mix-up because it's just dirty. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. But basically, I just kind of want to show you how I approached the game and how I built off of it a lot of the time. So here we go. Let's see if I can get this to work here. This is Rising Thunder. This is a brand new game by the Radiant group that made Stonehearth. And basically, coincidentally enough, I believe tomorrow or today, they just opened, I think it's today, they just opened the alpha up to everybody now. Before you needed a special code, but I think everyone can play it now. They're happy with all their server test code and stuff like that, and they're opening it up and they're really trying to go crazy with it. So just to give you guys a little bit of background on this game, there's basically 3 normal buttons, light, medium, and heavy, and then there's 3 special move buttons. There's special 1, special 2, and special 3. So there's no joystick motions in this game, no quarter circle forward and stuff like that. So very, very straightforward game. Not a lot of crazy execution stuff that's going on. And yeah, I know a lot of people say they need to nerf this character over here. So, because he's really good. And you know what? I played, like I said, I didn't lose. I don't necessarily think that was me. I just think that this character is super good. But very interesting character. So basically, I just messed around here. And the very first thing you do, of course, is you start learning combos. Like, you know, I have certain chain combos here. And I noticed that this chain combo, so his special move 3 is this move where he dashes forward like this. Oh, you'll also notice that whenever you use a special move, you notice that when I use special move 3, that little counter starts counting down that you see in the, so if I use special move 1, you'll see a counter counting down. Special move 2. This is a cooldown. If you guys have played League of Legends, you know what that means basically. Is once you use the special move, you're not allowed to use that special move until the cooldown finishes. So he has this move here which runs, which follows up into a low slide, like this, that hits low. He has an overhead ender, and he also has a wall bounce ender, like this. So, you know, I'm just sitting here trying to find good combos and stuff like that. So, like, oh, okay, here's my pokes, whatever. Okay, interesting. My pokes don't go very far. I don't have very long range moves here, but, you know, this move here is a wall bounce, which gets me cool combos and stuff like that I'll get to juggle with. So, you know what? I want to end my combos into this thing, right? So I'm going to try to end my combos into that move. So let's test here, like from far slash. If I hit him with far slash, can I combo this move? And I can't. It doesn't work as a combo. So I'm like, all right, fine. You know, oh, I can combo into a slide. I'll find other things like 2 light punches, links into a stand medium punch. And then I can combo a slide afterwards. Like that for a 4-hit combo. Now, all these combos here are very important for me because I find that when I land this slide, you notice that when I land it, I'm right next to the opponent and I get my cross-up now. So I hit him, I can back up, and I can get the cross-up. Now, in this game, everybody has the same cross-up, which is down and C, or down and heavy attack. Down and heavy attack is a universal cross-up that only hits backwards. So if I do it from the front, you'll see that it misses, right? But as I said, I was like, okay, look, this game, from what I can tell, plays a lot like Street Fighter. So since this game plays a lot like Street Fighter, I'm going to guess that throws are very important. There's a separate button for throws. I keep forgetting that. And then I'm going to assume that cross-up is really good because not only, you know, are cross-ups decent overall in fighting games, but you know what? This universal down C move is really nice. That means I don't really ever have to perfectly measure the distance to land my cross-up because there's a lot of games where I have to have the exact perfect cross-up distance or what. No, it's just like I'm like barely, I'm practically right next to them and look, oh, it still hits. And then I can get full combos And then I learned at one point in time, if you actually get close heavy into far heavy, it actually does combo into the run wall bounce here, like that. So I can combo off of that. And in fact, you can do medium, heavy wall bounce like that. And then you get some follow-ups afterwards. I've chosen to learn to do this follow-up right here because this move here builds up. If you notice on my sword, there's 3 little fireballs spinning around. That's because that powers up my uppercut. So if I hit it once, I just uppercut like that. But if I have 3 sparks that I can get, whoops, I have to let it cool down. I can get into this wall bounce that I can get an extra juggle. But if you notice something, this game actually shows you a juggle count on the side. And if I land this whole entire thing, I'll explain what I'm doing later in a second. But if you notice, if I land this whole entire thing, it says juggle 4 out of 5. I only get 1 more juggle afterwards. So in this kind of a situation here, you know, I talked about mix-ups, and mix-ups are all about position and advantage, right? So theoretically speaking, I can do all sorts of cool things after this, right? So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this, and then hit him out of the air with this move here, right? Or if I really wanted to, I could do... So I'm doing this, that move builds it up every time, so I just need to hit it 3 times to get full strength. And if I can do wall bounce like this, I can probably... Whoops. Dang it. Basically I can juggle with this move here like this to build up another level and such. But actually, what I really like to do is I want to set up my mix-ups. I don't care about the damage juggle at the end. I want to set up my mix-ups. Sweeps are hard knockdowns, right? So what I came up with was, if I ever hit him with this full juggle, I'm going to sweep him. That gives me the hard knockdown. That gives me the perfect distance to set up my cross-up. So already I've mentioned the cross-up is my first means of mix-up here, right? So he has another mix-up, a very obvious mix-up, which is the run low. And then he has the run into overhead, right? So these are... that's basically a built-in mix-up. It's like Guy with him, right? So if I go with low, the nice thing about it is it sets me up for cross-up, like so. The high one can actually be chained into special moves. So for example, I can just do an uppercut like this. If I have the uppercut fully built up, then I get the wall bounce into the sweep, which leads me into that situation again. I can just do this to build up a meter if I really want to. Doesn't give me the mix-up, but it gives me the ability to get better mix-ups off of my uppercut in the future, which to me is very important, so I'll end my combos that way. Now, one other feature in this game is the kinetic. You can see there's that kinetic max bar at the bottom of the screen. You can use that for 2 different things. You can use that for kinetic deflect or kinetic advance. Right now, the way the game is shaping up, kinetic advance is the main way to go, because what kinetic advance lets you do is it lets you dash cancel moves. So a full kinetic bar gives you 2. So that lets you dash cancel normals, it lets you dash cancel specials. Hey, look at that uppercut FADC. So you can actually do a lot of really interesting things with that. One other key thing about that move I'll mention is that when you do it, like for example, if I do my uppercut, you notice that the cooldown is like 6 seconds, right? So I gotta wait, I gotta wait, I gotta wait. So when you do that again, uppercut, 6 seconds. So one nice thing that kinetic advance does is that it kills your cooldown time. You notice that it shrank it by half. As soon as I did uppercut forward dash, all of a sudden it like dropped 2 seconds off of there. I could even whiff an uppercut and then do something later on, it'll still kill 2 seconds off of it. So it's actually really nice to have these kinetic advance things, but I just want to show you what a kinetic advance is because it's going to lead into some important mix-ups. Another thing you can do with kinetic advance is jump cancel moves instead. You know, let me build up these things so you can actually see the meters down there. Is that you can jump cancel things. So I can jump cancel my uppercut. I can jump cancel normals. And you know, if you jump cancel your uppercut, then you can get fun combos like that. And so if I actually do an uppercut FADC and I hit them and I jump cancel it, this is a nice mix-up situation because now they're falling down. I have frame advantage, so now they have to deal with my mix-up. I've heard that this slide is safe on block, which is one of the things that makes this super good, which is one of the things that makes Edge really, really good. But actually, I wonder if you can do this. Can I get under them? No, I can't get under them. But again, it sets up mix-ups. I'm sure if I'm in the corner, you could probably do under. Oh no, you actually can't get under there in time. Interesting. Okay. In any case, so what we've established here is I have two mix-ups. I'm just going to walk up and try to catch you with a cross-up and hope you're just not expecting it or not ready for it. I've got this one where I can run slide or I can run overhead. So that's a high-low mix-up, and I've got a left-right mix-up here. One thing I should mention about this running move is that if I hold back when I run, he stops right away. You can see I can cancel. It's like a run stop from Fuerte. So because I believe that this game is going to be a lot like Street Fighter, I really, really, really want to be able to add in a throw game into my situation as well. So, you know, landing cross-up obviously leads into throw games automatically. Landing cross-up, low jab, throw, you know, good stuff here. But a lot of those are very telegraphed. When you do low jab and a throw, it's usually a pretty telegraphed thing. So I want to see if I can come up with something a little more impressive than that. Yeah, you can kinetic cancel throws. So for example, I can do this with him. Oops, I'm doing that too fast. There you go. You can't kinetic cancel Edge's back throw because he's in the air, but you can kinetic cancel all sorts of things here. But what was I talking about here? So I want to have a good situation where I can set up throws. So because I can run stop, that's obviously a very good throw setup. So let's see what happens if I poke. Whoops. Let's try that again. If I just poke, run, stop, and throw. So there you go. So that's another mix-up, right? Poke, run, stop, throw. But if you'll notice something here, this move doesn't cause a lot of block stun. So while this may catch some people off guard, at the end of my run stop, the opponent is actually at an advantage. So I'm thinking, you know what? I have this really nice hit confirm here that I can easily hit confirm into the wall bounce combo here and get some good damage and build up a meter. So what if I can turn this hit confirm into the throw mix-up? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna learn to do that, and because that HH chain here causes more hit stun and block stun than just a low M or something like that, this actually gives me a better throw mix-up. So now I've added a throw mix-up into my game. So I have this cross-up here, which is a mix-up all on its own, which can lead to a throw game, which can lead to, which can lead to a high-low mix-up game, because you can chain that, and then chain that into an uppercut. So now I have this great cross-up here that leads into all of my mix-ups here. So already you can see how I'm trying to build my game at this point in time. But you're right, what if they tech a lot? What if they just see this and they're like, I'm just gonna tech the throw? So I need a backup plan on that throw, right? So maybe I can do, and if they're gonna tech that throw, the nice thing is I can probably do, whoops, I gotta stop holding back. I can run at them a little bit and then put in that high-low mix-up. So when I do the run and then the up overhead, I'll put myself airborne, they try to tech my throw, then they end up getting hit by that because they do a throw whip. So you can see how all my mix-ups lead into each other. It's really important that all these things kind of branch into each other. Oh, you're right, Kung Pao. There's something I wanted to mention about Street Fighter V. I'll talk about that at the end of the episode. But you can see how all these mix-up lead into each other. Now, I mentioned Street Fighter 4, not a very super heavy mix-up game. I don't expect this game to be very mix-up heavy either. I do also have an overhead like this, which combos into my uppercut. That's the only thing it combos into. I mean, the nice thing about this is I can make sure to make it safe by doing an uppercut FADC. If they end up blocking it, backdashes are invincible. That's what the gold flash is, so I can do and then make myself safe, you know, and such like that. Also with the run one as well, if I do this, you know, if I can't hit confirm it, I can always, you know, if they block the overhead successfully, remember how I said you don't want to put yourself too much in risk. If they block my overhead here and I follow up with this, they can kill me. If they block my overhead and then I follow up with this, I think that's a little negative on block as well. I think they can kill me. So I need a way to make that high-low mix-up safe. I can always do it with kinetic advance right there. So I have all these nice little mix-ups, and now I have ways to make them safe, right? So the footsies really is about leading into these kind of mix-ups. Only 3 mix-ups. Like I said, I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of mix-ups in this game. It's the throw button. So you can probably just run up in the middle of pokes, you know, like poke here, zone them out, and then get a throw like this. But you know what? I don't think that this is enough. I need a basically go-to. I need my trump card. I need my mix-up that's going to win me games. What I've just shown you right now is a bunch of decent mix-ups that'll get me far, but I don't think it's going to win me games. So I'm going to show you the mix-up that I came up with. That is basically my game. That is the one that I save for the end. This is the mix-up that I save for the end. And I mentioned to you that 2 crouching lights into stand medium is a 3-hit combo, right? Whoops. That I can combo into the slide. Whoops. Okay, so there you go. I've also mentioned to you that normal moves can be jump canceled, right? Watch this mix up here. I'm gonna do this chain into the link like this, and then I'm gonna kinetic advance jump cancel it. This is gonna be my mix up right there, right? And you see me jumping at you. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna block. Whoa, look at that. If I do the universal down C at that range, I actually hit from the other side. Boom. Like that. So basically, they're going to see me jumping and they're going to hold back, and I'm going to hit them with the cross up instead. And so it's like, oh, and then they got hit. So I don't even care if they block this cross up. I don't care if they block these moves. I'm going to do block, stand jump, boom, and then I hit them with the surprise cross up, and then I get my combo over here. Right? Super, super good. Super, super good. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Because as sick as this is, they're going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to block to the other side then. Too easy. Too easy to block this. If I see him do this sequence, I'm going to block the other way, right? What happens if I hit regular heavy? Oh, I hit you from the front. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. So now I'm going to keep going to this cross up here until you start blocking it. Then the next time you see it, oh, I hit you from the front. My bad. I'm sorry. Right? So this is my game-winning mix-up here. I am going to keep this mix-up in my repertoire. This is what I'm basically going to save. I'm going to try to beat you with all my other mix-ups. I don't need to use this one until I really, really need it. So this is just a really good tactic. And sure enough, I played one guy that blocked my cross-up every time. He blocked my cross-up every time. And I couldn't get in with these moves, and it was really hard for me to get in. So I also tried to implement the run mix-up like this against him a lot. And what he started doing was mashing low jab at the end of my run, so I really couldn't get anything. So what I need to do is run. You can actually run into uppercut while you're doing a little dash move here, you can actually, Jesus. You can actually just cancel into the uppercut. So if I think that he's gonna low kick like that, I can probably just do run into uppercut to beat the low kick. Or what I can do is do run into, like if I went, I can do the overhead to go over his low kick as well. But you know what? It got to the point where he was blocking all my stuff, stopping all of my mix-ups. So I started going to this mix-up. And sure enough, he would get hit by that. And then he wised up. He was a great player and he started blocking the other way. So then I was like, okay, I'll hit you from the front. And then pretty much I saved that mix-up into the end. And basically that's what got me the win in the end. It was a super close match. Last game, last round, and it was because I saved all these mix-ups. The first game I beat him, but if I just used all my mix-ups right away, when he beat me the second game, I had nothing left to show him the third game. When you play online, they automatically make you do a 2 out of 3, which I think is kind of neat, actually. Some people were saying that you can actually do the same mix-up. Oh yeah, look at that. Off of a max range, medium, heavy. Yeah, it looks like that works too. So that's great. So now I've added a mix-up there as well. So now I have a new distance in which I can do it. That's really good. So basically now I have this repertoire of mix-ups. Unfortunately, that does still require me to play some footsie games to get in. So I heard that's safe on block. So while we're playing footsies, this will obviously be one of my main get-in weapons because that sets up the cross-up. So if I walk up here and I do crouching light like this, they can uppercut me on wake up and stuff like that. So it's nice to get a good cross-up because if they uppercut, you want to make it so they go the wrong direction. Obviously, if they're smart, they can wait, they can auto-correct it and all sorts of stuff like that. But that's where it all goes into the mind game. But see, this is what I did. I played this character, I didn't learn all of the fancy combos, I didn't learn all these crazy things with this character that you can do with him. I just immediately said, you know what, okay, if I'm going to go take this character into a real match, what do I need to learn? I need some mix-ups. So not only am I going to use the cross-up as a mix-up, I'm going to use the run-stop throw as a mix-up, I can use the slide as a very minor mix-up from a screen away to get in, I can use the overhead as a result. See, the thing is, one button uppercut makes it so that you can wait. So if you see him run, and then as soon as you see him go in the air, you can hit an uppercut button while holding down back. I don't even need to stand up or do an uppercut motion. I can just hold down back, see him go into the air, and immediately hit uppercut. So that overhead is not going to be a very useful mix-up, in my opinion. So I'm not going to use it very often, but I'm going to use it to stop things such as, you know, if he mashes lights when I do run, stop, throw. If he mashes lights there, then I can use the overhead to go over their light like that and then combo into the uppercut and stuff like that. So the slide is very, very good. Now obviously if they sit there and low block all day because they're worried about the slide, that gives me advantage because they're not walking around. So that lets me get in close so that I can just go for a raw cross up. Or maybe walk up to get in range to do so I can get this dirty mix-up going here. So there you see how I approach this game. I immediately recognize that chip damage pressure is not going to be what I'm going to focus on for this character. I don't think these are necessarily safe. I don't think this is safe. And then only run slide is safe. But how much chip am I going to build by doing this all day? So I'm going to take the chip damage pressure out of my game and I'm going to concentrate on a left-right mix-up. I'm going to concentrate on a high-low mix-up. And then I'm also going to build I'm going to try to build a throw game into my mix-up as well. And this is me because I'm evaluating the game as I'm playing it. Out of the 4 main mix-ups, I already know which ones I want to apply because I understand, I feel like I understand this game. I feel like I know what this game is gonna do. And so I know what mix-ups to go for. Then I went into a game and I already had a battle plan for, so here's the thing. I said that without footsies, mix-ups are useless, right? Mix-ups are completely useless without footsies. I should also emphasize as well that without mix-ups, footsies are useless. Because if I get you with the sweep, and I have no mix-up, what the heck? Like, who cares? Who cares? You get nothing out of it. So, you know, in order to have good footsies, I mean, in order to maximize your footsies, you need to have good mix-ups. Without that, footsies are basically pointless. So they're one and one. They're both equally as important as each other. So definitely learn your footsies. So footsies is a fundamental thing. I've done episodes before where I've talked about footsies. I can do it again if necessary. But definitely the no mix-up. Actually, you know, Red Soul, I'm going to talk about the no mix-up. The no mix-up is great because it's remember when I said that you instill fear and you instill threat? The no mix-up really is a real mix-up, to be honest with you. So for example, some guy is so scared of this that they're just mashing uppercut because they want to beat me. And then what do I end up doing? I end up doing nothing. Like, I'm just like, you know, or like, I just dash cancel. And then you mash uppercut. And I'm like, what the heck? That's not even a mix-up, but you just baited yourself and now I basically get to kill you. That's kind of the no mix-up. Or like you're expecting someone to cross under you in Marvel when you come in, but instead they just jump on top of you and just hit you and you just walk face first into it. That's the no mix-up. So, but footsies, yeah, again, very important. And so there might be better combos than the one that I'm doing right now, but I don't care. I don't care because as long as I have a battle plan, as long as I know what my game plan is, this is what I mean by building a game plan. I'm gonna use my fundamental base, you know, to get in close enough to land my mix-ups. That's actually just gonna be a really good mix-up once you learn to measure the distance. Wow, that's gonna be really good. But basically, I'm gonna use my fundamentals to learn how to get into places where I can land the mix-up. My initial get-in strategy is gonna be that, and just walk in or run, stop, jump, for example. Like, for example, if I'm over here, I can do woo, and then do this. But unfortunately, thanks to the cooldown, I do not have that anymore, so I need to be cognizant of that and go straight into that move instead. Really interesting system the way they have with that, so. But, in other words, this is how you approach a fighting game. You need to have your mix-ups, you need to have your fundamentals. If you just sit there and you play and you've come up with all these fancy combos, they're not gonna work. Like, look, okay, here's a great example. What if I had this amazing combo that started off of close fierce into link something or crazy like that? If I have no way to land that combo, no realistic way to land that combo is completely useless. The important combos for me are the ones that I can land off of cross-up, the ones that I can land off of uppercut FADC, other combos that are really important to me. Maybe if I do not have the ability to combo into this, like I said, from far range, from far range, heavy doesn't combo into the run wall bounce. The hit stun's not long enough. So from farther range, I've got to combo into this, right? So maybe I just want to learn combos that I can maximize the damage off of that. You know, something, I don't know if there is a combo off of that, but that's the way it goes right now. So that's how you approach a game. You pick a character, you find some decent mix-ups with the character, then you really figure out how to get in and apply the mix-ups. And once you've put all that into place, that is your game plan. And then again, don't use them all at once. Save them as much as possible. So let me go back to the PowerPoint presentation here so we can do a few. Boop, there we go. Oops, Rising Thunder. You're in the way of my PowerPoint presentation. Rising Thunder. Close window. Close Rising Thunder. PowerPoint. Why do you not show up? There you go. From the beginning. So again, you know, this is probably the most important slide right here. So just make sure that you know how to get in on the opponent to apply your mix-ups. It's all about positioning. It's all about understanding frame advantage and stuff like that. So again, Actually, let's just do something else here. For example, let's do one more thing with Rising Thunder here. Let's launch the game. Okay.
每一个起点，一个新的挑战。
I can't get over the fact that they speak Chinese. It's so cool. Yo, what is going on? There's something crazy going on here. There we go. Okay. So let's go to another character, for example. Let's go to Vlad.
Good dog.
Let's begin training. I know nothing about this character. I have never used this character before, so I do not know anything with this character. So let's find out what my special moves are. Let's see. So different loadouts here. Okay, only one loadout for each one of those. Kill the short cooldowns. Okay, I really am glad someone noticed that I'm only carbon tier here, and if I've been winning matches, how can I be carbon tier, right? It's a great question. It's a great question. Who said I only have one account? Oh, there we go. Alright, Vlad here. So here's my normals. Wow. Ooh, low jab actually looks pretty decent ranged. Okay. Medium looks like a decent poke here. Oh wow, medium is a really good poke. And fierce, not a great poke. Oh, I have a slide. Interesting. Okay, so let me see if I have any chains here. Oh, okay, strong, fierce, and it knocks them up too. Interesting. Okay, can I do fierce? Nope. Okay, so my number one special move is a fireball. Interesting. Sputnika! Oh, standing H can be jump canceled. Oh, dang, that's cool. Oh, that's kinetic advance, so only this one can be. And once my battery is filled up, it looks like I guess I can do it again. Yep, okay, interesting. Interesting, okay. So in other words, I have this hover here. Interesting. Oh, so I can cancel jump H into it as well. See, already as soon as I see that, that just screams mix-up to me now, right? Double overhead. There, I have a mix-up right now. So now one of my mix-ups is definitely going to be... Can I cancel the cross-up into it? No, okay. So I can't cancel the cross-up into the fly, only the jump fierce. But obviously the double overhead is going to be a mix-up right here. Right? And then what's the mix-ups on that? So like I said, that's a nice mix-up, but you need more than that, right? So obviously jump into low jab, because that's now a high-low mix-up. There's also empty jump into low jab, right? Because now they're expecting something after these flying mix-ups. So instead, I'm just going to do a crouching low jab instead. Another mix-up is jump, fly, empty jump. Okay, so there. I've already built 4 mix-ups now. I've got double overhead. I've got empty jump into nothing. I've got overhead into empty jump. And then I've just got jump attack into low attack. So right there, I've built up 4 mix-ups up close, especially off of this too. So here I can do, off of the stand H1, instant overhead, or I can do into low, or heck, you know what, let's add another one in there, in the throw, right? So here we go. I have just built all these mix-ups now. Those are my main mix-ups, and in fact, the nice thing about these close fierce ones is that I can use them off of the cross-up. So like Edge, I'm gonna be able to have just the standard cross-up mix-up, but now I have instant overheads on that. And then I can do combos afterwards, or I can do in the throw, for example. There's a lot of different ways to do this. Can I actually do... Can I do fierce fly, fierce fly? Oh, down H. Yeah, that's a good one too. So I can do... Can I actually get... Oh, jump H into it. I see. So some people are saying I can do jump H, fly over them into down H. Oh yeah, see? Look, already we've built all these great mix-ups in here, which is really, really cool. So there you go. I have a bunch of mix-ups off of that. I haven't even tested any of my special moves yet. Oh, I just got an uppercut here. And then what's my C special move? Oh, Wolverine Rush! Oh, so there we go. So right away, what I want, like I talked about the fireball being a frame advantage. So you see right there, can I? Oh yeah, I can just double fly right away. So I can do, for example, sweep them, fire a Sputnika, like this, and this puts them into block stun while they're getting up. So now this opens up, if I can just learn the timing of this. You know, then that gives me the opening for a lot of my mix-ups here. So now one of my goals is to knock them down, you know, end combos with Wolverine Rush maybe, like, oh dang, low jabs combo into Wolverine Rush. Okay, so I can do low jab, Wolverine Rush, missile, and then come up for mix-ups now, right? So already, the key wasn't necessarily coming up with that mix-up. The key was I need a setup into it. So once I, like let's say I land a cross-up and then I do this into Wolverine Rush, I'm gonna throw a meaty fireball, and now I can apply the mix-ups here if I learn the timing of the meaty fireball properly. You know, then I get these mix-ups like this. See, and then I can combo back into Wolverine Rush, throw that fireball again, and I've got a vortex going for me. So there you go. Perfect example right now of back throw is really nice because it looks like it keeps them. Oh, perfect. Back throw sets up perfect meaty fireball. Okay, so if I ever do the empty jump throw mix up, I'm always going to do back throw now because the forward throw puts them too far away. I can't do anything off of it. So now what I'm just going to do is, you know, boom, back throw, mash on missile, and that sets me up for my mix-up right there. Dude, this character's good. Is that what it is? Is clobbering rush? It sounds like Wolverine Rush to me. Wolverine Rush! I'm just kidding, because it looks like Berserker Barrage or something like that. But yeah, so here we go. So there you go. The whole goal of this is to build up on the mix-up. And actually, you know, I actually feel like the mix-ups here are good enough. Like, I don't feel like I need a lot of other mix-ups. Now what I need to concentrate on is how to get in. Oh, what the heck? Is that comboable? No, it's not. Okay. Interesting. What does this do? Ouch. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, so now what I can do is I can use the fireballs to get in. Oh, and if you're willing to use that kinetic advance, oh, that's so good. Oh, check that out. So this is a really good poke here. This is a really good poke. So now I can probably set up my mix-up with boom. Whoops. Okay, so he has a towards medium and he has a neutral medium. Be careful of the towards medium. But you can walk up and do... And look at that. Now I have my mix-up set up. I did this kinetic advance and then jump. And now I have some mix-up set up. Whoops, not close enough. So if I'm at this range, I can go. And then low jab into clobbering rush or Wolverine Rush and stuff like that. So you can see that the important thing isn't that I have these mix-ups necessarily. If I learn these mix-ups and that's all I learn, I'm not going to win. I have to learn how to get in now, and I'm going to do it by this. See? So that's just, oh, it's so good. See, and then I can do this. I can do jump, punch into punch, jump, and then cross up. Oh, maybe I'm a little too close. But you see what I'm saying right now? That this is how it all works. Like, I'm not just sitting here thinking about how do I do my mix-ups. I'm trying to figure out how to apply these mix-ups. Whoops, I did a forward throw. Bad mistake right there. Need to do back throw because that gives you this missile setup. Whoops, canceled in the super. Didn't mean to do that. So I can do... Jeez, that's crazy. Okay, let me try something. Oops. Let me whiff a stand medium punch. No, that's actually still too fast. Wow. I'm gonna whiff a heavy punch. Perfect. Okay, so there you go. So I'm gonna whiff a heavy punch into a missile. Oh, and I jump canceled it to maximize the mix-up. Ooh, I gotta be careful about that. I don't want to jump cancel it in that situation. I just have to be patient. Yeah, like that. I keep jump canceling it. Whatever. Jump canceling it makes it even better. Anyways. But again, this is all it comes down to. So I have mix-ups, but there's no point in doing the mix-ups unless you have ways to get in. So not only am I devising mix-ups, I'm devising ways to get in. This is how I'm approaching a character. And sure enough, I have never touched Vlad. I literally have no idea what he does. I can get killed by Wake Up Super. Absolutely. There's lots of different things that will shut it down. But if your opponent hasn't shown you that, then who cares? Then keep doing it. As soon as they do Wake Up Super on you, then next time you do in the block or fake it, just like, and then just like whiff a jab or something, like whiff crouch jab, or does crouch strong? No, crouch. Yeah, just whiff a crouch jab. So if they're mashing on it, and then they do a Wake Up Super, now you just baited the super route. But again, that's the backup plan to the mix-up, because you're right, if I do the meaty fireball and they Wake Up Super, they will destroy me. So you have to have a backup plan. What if they did do a Wake Up Super and you didn't have a backup plan? Then all of a sudden they killed that mix-up and you're like, I don't know what to do. And then your game plan suffers and now you're scared to do anything and you've lost everything. But now if you do that one time and he knows you're willing to fake it, now you can actually land them mix-ups. Fake, and then watch him Wake Up Super. So there you go. And again, I don't know anything about this character until just now. And you know, obviously some people had to teach me about flying. But as soon as I learned about the flying, I just knew exactly what I wanted to do with this character. I knew exactly what mix-ups I wanted to go for as soon as I saw it, because I know this is a left-right kind of game and a throw-based game. So I put my mix-ups around. You see, I don't even have necessarily a great high-low game. Well, actually, I guess that is a good high-low game. In any case, I know what I want to look for, and because I approach the game this way, I can find all these things so fast. So like I said, I just found 4 very simple things with Edge. Okay, 3 simple things and 1 really dirty thing with Edge. And then I was able to go online and win most of my matches, right? I'm sure he can do it too. Like I could probably do, yeah. Maybe not. Oh, I can get 4 jabs? Oh no, it's not gonna work with him. So it's different with each characters and stuff like that. But there you go. So there's an example of right there of how you approach a character from scratch, from brand new. So I hadn't touched Vlad before. I'm actually really glad. He's the only character I haven't messed with. I'm kind of glad now, so that way I could actually do this on the fly, show you how I developed the character right on the spot. Yeah, I just have to be careful of jump canceling things. And I already have a good mix-up lined up here. So I've got a decent vortex going with them already. And like I said, I know ways to get in there. Kinetic advance on the missile if I'm willing to spend the meter on that. Good poke with this button here. You know, try to land a sweep and maybe just get in close enough. And as long as my mix-up lead into a knockdown that, you know, like I said, maximizes my mix-ups here. That's the way it works there. Yeah, of course, I'm acting like I have infinite meter. That's not going to happen at all, so. But, you know, your kinetic advance meter does build kind of fast. But a lot of the mix-ups here that I do have do not involve the kinetic. So you can just do. You know, etc., etc., etc. So there you go. There you go. So one thing I did want to mention, whoops, wrong camera. One thing I did want to mention was Street Fighter V. Someone mentioned in chat that they didn't feel like chip damage was going to be as big in Street Fighter V. Street Fighter V is going to be interesting because it's going to be one of the first games, Street Fighter games in a long time where chip damage is going to be a threat again. Because you take chip damage from mediums and heavy attacks. You don't take true chip damage, you take white damage. So that's going to be really interesting. So chip is actually going to be, so in Street Fighter V, from what I can tell already, is going to be a throw game and potentially a chip game. Because if you can just keep poking with your mediums and heavies and get a bunch of white damage and then land one overhead, the high-low game is not necessarily the payoff. It's the fact that you chip them a bunch of times with normal moves. So already, going into Street Fighter 4, I have a game plan. I feel like I have a plan already. It's going to be about throws, and it's going to be about chip damage. So when I play that game, those are the first things I'm going to try to look for in mix-ups. And every character I play, and like I said, one of the things that's really important to note though is that every character is going to be different. There's exceptions to the rules all over the place. So obviously Ferritor in Lackey mode is not going to be a chip damage guy. He's going to be a grappler, you know. Dudley is a high-low character, etc. So you do have to know some stuff about your characters, but overall, really, again, come up with the mix-ups, figure out how to get in with them. But make sure that your mix-ups are effective, okay? One, make sure you have a good repertoire. Save good stuff until the end. Make sure your mix-ups are as safe as possible. If there are some unsafe options that are really good and pay off really huge damage, then you always go to option A. So let's say like there's two options. Option A is safe but leads to this much damage. Option B leads to this much damage but is really not safe. So you just do the same mix-up over and over again to A, and you don't care if they block it because you get them trained into blocking A, and then all of a sudden you do B, boom, you hit them for this big damage, they're not used to it, and then you get to win rounds off of something like that. So sometimes it is okay to throw out a high-risk mix-up if you can train the opponent well enough. Those are called call-outs. Those are whenever you hear commentators go, oh my god, what a call out, because they did something unsafe and it connected and they were rewarded hugely off of that. So, but again, come up with mix-ups, really understand how to apply the mix-ups, figure out when to apply the mix-ups, have a good fundamental base of all of your mix-ups, have a lot of mix-ups because you need a lot of mix-ups, and then always have backup plans. Figure out ways to properly. Hang on a second. Let me fix this again. From current slide. Always make sure that you have backup plans. Make sure that you have alternate ways. Dang it! Don't end on me, slide. There we go. Always make sure that you have ways to mix it up. If you just have two mix-ups that you think you can get by with and the opponent starts blocking them all, it's not going to do you good. So again, back to the theme of this, opening up your opponent, have the good mix-ups, and just make sure you have enough of them, make sure you have backup plans, and make sure you have a way to apply them. So there you go. Okay, so that's the end, I think, for this episode. I hope people did find it interesting. Again, if you guys enjoy this kind of stuff, if you have any clarifications or more questions, please send emails to ultrachentv@gmail.com. If you have suggestions on things that I can do to improve, look, no one's taught this kind of stuff before. I'm making up as I go. I'm hoping it's intuitive. I know I can ramble a lot. I know I can get wordy. I can work on that. If you have critiques, if you have suggestions, if you have recommendations, definitely send emails to ultrachentv@gmail.com. I will do as much as I can to make this better. Street Fighter V is looming on the horizon. We're going to get a huge influx of players, and I want to make sure I'm prepared to help educate these players so that we can make a bunch of long-term fighting game players out of Street Fighter V. So I want to improve this as much as I can. I want to get better at this. I want to do good with this. So yeah, please definitely give me more information. Also, if you like the stuff that we're doing, I don't want to plug this too often, but we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/UltraChenTV. I've actually sent messages on Patreon to the few people who have donated enough for match analysis. So if you haven't checked it yet and you did donate, please check your messages on Patreon, because I have information on how we can get the match analysis going. But definitely check that out if you can. And yeah, outside of that, hope this was helpful. Hope you learned a lot from this. And even if you didn't learn a lot, hope just going through some of these fundamentals and these basics have helped a lot. So again, I'm going to try to do a lot more First Attack shows this year. Also, follow us on twitch.tv/UltraChenTV. Also, twitch.tv/jchensor, twitch.tv/UltraDavid, because the two of us will be playing some random games a lot more often. I've been doing a bunch of Splatoon streams. And shout outs to all the guys who joined for the Splatoon stream. We keep doing these UltraChenTV only lobbies, and they are a blast. It's fantastic stuff. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Check us out, old videos on youtube.com/UltraChenTV. And yeah, I guess until next time, remember, you can't KO your opponent without your first attack. So peace out, everybody.